Hey guys, this is Nick for Lethal Injection Outdoors. I'm really excited to be here bringing you the first episode of the 2020 season, and man, it just feels so good to be back in the fall. I know that everyone's been through a lot here with the spring and summer with COVID going on, and nothing kind of brings us back center like being in the outdoors again. So just so thankful to have this opportunity to be back out there. And this hunt today, I'm really pleased to bring to you. This has been a dream of mine, is to kill a velvet buck. And so growing up in Western New York, we never really had the opportunity because the season starts so late. And that's one of the treasures here in Maryland that we have to take advantage of, is the early bow season. And I'm sure, like many of you, when I looked at when the season was starting for this year, for 2020, looked and saw it was actually a week later than it was last year. So I thought that my goal, my personal goal, one of my goals for this year was to shoot a velvet buck. I just thought that was highly unrealistic that was going to happen based on when the season started. And as I watched the Spartan cameras over and over every day, kind of leading up to the season opener, you start to see more and more bucks shedding that velvet shooter bucks. And of course, those little deer are still holding their antlers and still holding, I should say, their velvet, but not the ones that I was looking for. And so I just thought that opportunity was going to slip through the cracks and going to have to slide into the 2021 season. But man, it was awesome to see this come to fruition just a couple days into the opener here in Maryland, and I'm excited to bring it to you.
This is my third sit of the 2020 season, and had 2 good sits already, and just hoping that continues tonight. Lucky number 3. We were 80 degrees on Sunday, and last night, I guess this morning, it was 48 degrees, which is crazy drop, and that is the number 1 indicator for me to get in the woods. Dramatic temperature drop like that, deer are going to be on their feet. So I'm continuing to play it a little bit safe here in the early season, hunt around the edges. But I'm in a place where I'm utilizing, 1, the knowledge there of the temperature drop, and then 2, what I'm seeing on the cellular cameras, the Spartans, and they're telling me a real nice story here. I have consistent buck movement out here at this spot, which I'll pan to in a minute, but it's basically a bunch of logging trails that intersect. And directly out in front of me on the south-facing slope is a lot of buck bedding. There's a lot of deadfall in there, just lots of good spots for them to bed up. And I have parked myself directly between them and the primary food source, which is the corn behind me. And I'm just off wind. The wind is a little bit risky, but I'm just off wind from where I believe the primary movement's going to be. So that should work out for us, but there's really not a lot of wind. So hopefully don't get a swirl, but other than that, I think we got a good setup here, so hopefully we can bring it to you.
So this young 8-point did exactly what I expected the bucks to do. He was bedded on that south side slope I was referring to, and he came right up out of there early on in the evening. And if you look real closely in the footage, you can see that I actually pick up my bow because it's so thick in there that, and especially this time of year with all the leaves on the trees, I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was a buck. I could see its hindquarters and I could see antlers, but had no idea. So just out of precaution, I guess you might say, I grabbed that bow when he walked into range and I could see him in clear view. It was just cool to see a nice young buck like that. That's going to be something special someday if he makes it. Just hang around and get some footage of him. So just like anytime you have a buck that you've decided you're going to shoot a good quality buck that's going to be coming into range, all those things start going through your head about what you're going to do, how it's going to go down, and so you prepare for that. That's why you shoot your round and why you take all those precautions. Well, as he was coming into range, this is one of the challenges that we see when you're self-filming, and that's what this is, everybody. This is tough. I think a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to self-film and actually produce a really solid hunt. And what he actually ended up doing that you don't see, because I was, again, self-filming, swung the camera to the lane that I was prepared to shoot him on. But as I did that, I don't know if he caught a glare from the camera lens, what it was, just any type of movement that he saw, because it was pretty calm that night, he stopped. And you don't see that because he's just out of frame. And it felt like 2 minutes, but in reality, looking back at the footage, it was really only 30 to 45 seconds where he paused and he was looking directly at me. But the key takeaway here is that I did not give up on that buck. I did not give up on that opportunity. I stayed disciplined, I stayed froze, I did not move, and it was very clear to me that he did not smell me. He saw something he didn't like or something that caught his attention, and because I stayed still and held my discipline, he gave up on it and continued on that path.
Well, he's down, and I'm cold. Man, forgot to layer up a little bit. The temperature dropped. I knew it was the right time to be in the woods. I knew it. Man, smoked him. 15 yards, and I thought he got me. He was looking up here. And there's no wind.
Hello?
Buck down.
What?
Buck down.
I had a feeling that's what you were gonna say. Alright.
I'm shaking.
I know, I can hear it in your voice. Which one was it?
I don't know, just a nice mainframe 8.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought he busted me.
Here, hold on, you want to tell Luke. Hey Luke! Pause this. Hi Dad.
What's up, big boy?
Where are you?
I'm in a tree.
Is that why you're so quiet?
Yeah, dude, I got a nice buck down. What do you think?
Will you kill one?
Yeah, buddy, he's down. I'm gonna give him some time, but we'll go check here in a minute. I'll send you a picture.
Sick. She wants to talk to you.
Okay. Well, I'm down. We're gonna go start walking down there, but man, this is actually really exciting and a little nerve-wracking because I don't even know what buck that was. But I'm excited to find out, so let's go for that walk.
So I already told you the buck was down. I saw him go down. He ran 40 yards and piled up. So why am I examining my arrows? In this case, to me, it's always an opportunity to learn. We always want to get better. And so for me, I like to test my assumptions and what I thought I shot and where I thought I hit. Now is my chance to confirm that so I can continuously improve and get better and better. And so what I thought I did at 15 yards was heart shot straight through, entry, exit. I knew it was a pass through. Heard the arrow stick on the other side. You can hear the diaphragm pop. I knew it was a great shot. The Grim Reapers did an awesome job. But what I actually found on that arrow was I found bubbles, which indicates a lung shot. But then you could also see that blood. You can see it's rich oxygenated blood as well. And so what ended up confirming is that it actually was a double lung and he was slightly quartered away. And you can see here in a minute when I walk up on him, that exit wound is right through the heart.
Total pass through. Got blood right off the way. Oh my gosh, that's my first velvet buck. Oh my god. Alright, so here he is. This is really exciting for me. This is actually my first velvet buck. Never shot one before, and especially being almost a week into the Maryland season, and we started a week late. This is extra special, so great way to kick off the season. Had a really exciting night. Just knew that the temperature drops we had last night here in Maryland, that it was going to be, they were going to be moving tonight, and sure enough, I was right. I was fortunate enough to have this guy come in, gave me that 15-yard chip shot, and here we go. So great way to kick it off. Thank you guys for watching.
So if I could leave you with one key takeaway from this hunt, that would without a doubt have to be the weather, specifically in this case, the temperature. And hunting meaningful drops in that temperature. And so in this case, it was 80 degrees down to 48 of a high on Tuesday morning. So less than 48 hours, we had almost over a 30-degree temperature drop. But it's all relative. It could be 15-degree drop from 45 to 30. You just have to pay attention to that and watch it. Weather Underground, if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's a great app that you can use to track temperature and forecast it out. It's one that I use and it works really, really well. But that's a time where you just have to be in the woods. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. You got to find time to make it happen. What you don't see, one of the challenges with self-filming and that you didn't see here, is even when I got down and I was just getting ready to start that arrow recovery and the buck recovery, was I looked up one of the logging trails back towards that major food source, and there was already a buck that had crossed into that logging trail that was actually quite a bit bigger than the one that I shot, and he was hitting a scrape right there. And he moved off, and a couple minutes later, if that, there were 3 doe that came out. And so it's just validation. Those deer were on their feet. They were all over me. I checked another camera a couple days later when I was hunting a different spot, and I got this buck on camera moving into that area, basically loading that, coming up from that bedding area where I shot him from, along with 2 other bucks that I never actually even saw. They must have been back behind me. So the point is, the deer were on their feet, they were moving, and it was all because of that major temperature drop. All right, that's going to do it for our first episode of the 2020 season. I'm so glad I got to bring this one to you guys and sharing this experience. And man, we're just getting started. The season's early. We got so much left, and it's just so great to be back out in the woods again, hunting and doing the things that we love to do. We've got some local hunts here that are going to continue with the whitetail season. We've got some waterfowling that we're going to bring to you this fall as well. A destination hunt. We're heading back out to Missouri for a peak rut hunt. It's just going to be great. So please keep commenting. Please tell us what you're doing, how things are going for you. We appreciate all the support. I'm Nick with Lethal Injection Outdoors. Thank you guys for watching.